Hello, you brave hearts out there. We are so happy that you're with us today. We are so happy that you've been with us every single day as we've
Hello,
gone
you
along.
brave hearts out
And
there.
I
We are
want
so happy.
you to dig in deep today and say, you know what? If I was brave enough to tackle that ultimate coffee enema, I'm going to be brave enough to help my body with therapeutic vomiting. And yep, we're going to laugh about this and we're going to giggle about this. But everything that we're going to talk about today is to help you find that voice of courage, to find that authentic self. And gosh darn it, Lorraine, I think maybe it's covered up with mucus right now. What do you think? What do you think?
Yeah, exactly. We need to find that roar and use it, you know. We've got to scream this from the mountaintops. And guess what? If Sandra and I can do this, everybody can. We all have the potential to help our body to become healthy. We just got to tap into it. And we just got to know that it takes a real brave heart in order to do this work. So put on your brave heart and let's get going with the therapeutic vomiting.
Right on. We are here for you. And if you've got questions, guess what? Your questions matter because you matter. You are the reason we are here. You are the reason why we keep reaching out every single day to say, our Braveheart Nation needs the details. They need to hear from people that have gone before them that says, it's okay. We know this might not be the funnest thing ever, right? But you matter. Your questions matter. So let's get them submitted on the live. Let's get them onto the live within the DoD Advanced Water Fasting group. And let's move together and let's learn together.
Yeah. So yesterday we took care of the bottom, and today we're taking care of the top.
Absolutely. Okay, love. Yes. So there you go, guys. You can submit those questions to support@docofdetox.com. I was able to have a conversation with a lady yesterday, and definitely we've got this shared into the group right now, and we've got it shared onto our personal pages. So there's lots of ways that you can tap into this and reach out to Lorraine or myself.
So just know that both Sandra and I are master practitioners, and we've been, with Dr. Wolf for a number of years. And we're both very experienced in doing these perfect day consultation, and not just the perfect day consultation, but the nutritional consultation, the Waterfast consultation, and emotional consultation, which, gosh darn, you know what? We all need that. And we all need that coach and a guide to help us put on that brave heart and start doing that inner work.
Yeah. And, it's just so fabulous that we can just come alongside you and be that guide and the coach, because guess what? You don't have to have the white coat on to have the authority to make decisions for you. We really want to give you that courage and faith to dig in deep and find that authentic self. So, Lorraine, let's see, what are we going to talk about today? Exactly. The advanced water fasting. It is the art of the cellular biohacking. And why do we need to take the time to do cellular biohacking? Lorraine?
You know what? We are living in such a toxic world that we have to be able to help our body along. There's absolutely no way that we can see the massive changes happening if we are not supporting our body. So we've got to come at it at as many angles as possible. So today with the therapeutic vomiting, I mean, it is a profound therapy that you can be doing to release that stuck emotions.
Yeah. Dr. Darrell Wolf, if you guys sign up for that whole life coach, you're going to get kind of in the inside circle, right? He has a very profound story about the therapeutic vomiting, right? You think that someone who teaches this and runs an organization like this doesn't need these therapies. You've got that wrong. Dr. Darrell Wolf does all of these therapies. And when we were all together in Ixtapa, Mexico, he went through a very intense time and decided just to double down and did the therapeutic vomiting. The Whole Life Coach starts tomorrow. And so those people attending will definitely get on the inside circle and hear what he has to say about that. So, right, we are here to talk to you about all these different things. We've done a lot of these. We are down to the therapeutic vomiting today. And just to help you understand that all of these things mean that you won't have a healing crisis. You are only going to have healing breakthroughs when you do the advanced water fasting.
So have you ever felt, that I can't digest what you said? I can't digest what I just heard. I can't digest what I felt, or I can't digest what I just saw. Mm. These are the things these are the feelings that get trapped in our tissues, in the stomach. And that's what we're talking about. Or maybe, have you ever felt that your stomach hurts? That you feel sick to your stomach, or your stomach is up in knots, or my stomach feels twisted, and you didn't do anything about it. Quite often, we get these feelings when we're in having a conversation with someone, and they say something that just, I really sets me back. And if I don't verbalize how I'm feeling, then I am pushing that feeling down deep into my stomach. And that's what the therapeutic vomiting is going to do. It's going to release all the things that you have tucked down so deep so nobody could find them, including yourself.
Absolutely. Did you guys hear what Lorraine just said? I think I'm feeling vulnerable now. Did you hear the vibration of what she shared? Did you hear that stress when Lorraine was, she was connecting back to how she used to feel, right? She, to me, sounded like you really connected to those feelings right there, Lorraine, right? And do you guys feel that way? Did you feel what Lorraine felt, right? Do you feel that vulnerability in my voice? This is proof of issues in the tissues. This is proof that this work needs to be done, right? And even if we're highly successful in our lives, even if we feel like we've got success in 95% of the areas, we are human. And we sometimes, maybe it's just in the moment, but we think we've got to ignore it and push it away. And we always need to come back to that center, right? We need to realize that over time, maybe, like I said, maybe you're a 98%er, maybe you're a 95%er. But if you've done any amount of suppressing these emotions and you've not done any of those other work, there's still a little bit of a button on a certain kind of issue that you just tried to swallow it all. You just tried to push it all down. Therapeutic vomiting is going to allow your body to go in and to melt that mucus and help those issues in the tissues literally come on back up.
Yeah. So I grew up in an age, and I'm pretty sure most of us, we grew up in an age where children were to be seen and not heard. Right? So we were programmed not to voice, even in school. I'd put your hand up, and if you had a different theory on what they were talking about, you were wrong. So, more evidence that I need to shut down and suppress. And that's what this is. This is us suppressing. And as a society, we have been ruled, schooled, and fooled to just be quiet, to accept, these things and not voice what we truly feel we need to say from our heart. I can't count the number of times in, my lifetime that I look back and said, oh my gosh, I should have done therapeutic vomiting. I should have done therapeutic vomiting. because that I couldn't stomach what I saw,
Mm-hmm.
or what I felt or what I heard. It's just that. And really, all of the teachings of Dr. Wolf is coming back to center the body, to really build a strong relationship with these bodies that we have, because they're incredible. They have been keeping us upright and moving forward through our life. And it's time. Take back your power. Connect to these beautiful bodies. Therapeutic vomiting dates back 3,000 years, rooted in ancient Eastern India, their Ayurvedic medicine. Most people I know, I would, when I felt sick to my stomach and I felt like I needed to vomit, I would do everything I could possibly do not to do that vomiting. And quite often, too, you think that maybe you got food poisoning, right? But maybe it was the conversation or the thoughts that popped up as you were there. Maybe you were at a very expensive restaurant and your thought was, oh my gosh, I can't afford this. It could be just as simple as that. And you put it down while you were eating, too. So that's going to make whatever you ate putrefy. And most people dislike vomiting, and it's because of that burning in the throat, that burning on the lungs and even up into the sinuses when you vomit. When you do therapeutic vomiting, it is different. Um, it's so different. You do not have any of that happening. Sandra?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? When you were sharing about not using our voice, what I remembered taking, I got to be exposed to lots of different kind of social not-for-profit organizations in Fort McMurray when I was there. There was one organization that worked with young kids and young girls, and they realized that it was actually a course about being safe when you're out and about. Maybe you're on your own, maybe you're a teenager, right? And being aware of your surroundings. And part of their course was actually advising people to yell out if you were suddenly in a bad situation. That had to be taught, to use their voice, to speak out, whatever the situation was. So that's right. Think about how many different times we have been afraid, whether it's on the street, not many people experience that, but think about how many different ways that we've been afraid and we have stilled our voice, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I really feel a real strength to communicate a strong message, but a loving message that whatever has happened, we can get through it. Whatever has happened, these situations, these protocols can help us. The 12 loving steps will help us. So let's just dive in and let's be brave enough. Maybe the ultimate coffee enema, we can laugh through, and maybe we won't laugh during this, but we're going to laugh afterwards because it is going to feel better, right? Anytime that I relate back to vomiting, that's because I used to be a bit of a drinker, Lorraine. I don't know if I've shared that with you, but I used to be a bit of a pop animal, right? Throwing up wasn't a fun thing. And that was nasty because of all the terrible high acidic load of all the liquor that went into my body, right? Here, we're going to be using warm, structured water. We're going to be maybe even using some hydrogen water. This is going to be a lot more loving event, right? So
Yeah, and it's the we all have our stories. We all have that back garbage. This is part of pulling those rocks out of your backpack so that you can move freely and you can experience life better. That's what this is about, when we can actually let go. I've used the therapeutic vomiting a number of times. Here's one. Last year in January, when I was in Ixtapa, I was helping Sage with the non-surgical, and his flight. He was coming in the day before, and his flight from Mexico City to Ixtapa got canceled because they were, I don't know, they were fixing all of that type of plane all around the world. So everybody's flight got canceled. So he had to take a bus, and a bus was 12 hours. So that meant he was going to be late about an hour coming into the class. So Daryl says, well, you can start it off. It's just reading. And I thought, okay, yeah, I can start it off. It's just reading. And I had to, after I said, yes, I could do that, I went back to my apartment and I did some therapeutic vomiting. Because for me, this is me as I'm growing up. I did not talk. I did not talk. It was hard enough for me to raise my hand and say something in school. And I remember when we started having to do presentations, oh my gosh, I would shake. My whole body was trembling. I couldn't. And to read something out loud, that was even worse. So that suggestion brought me way back to there when I was a child, and I needed to get rid of it. So I did. And then I showed up and I was able to read. I know how to read. This is silly, right? And I was able to do it until Sage got there. But it's so powerful. It's so powerful that suggestion brought me right back then.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
But I'm sure you have gotten rid of some of that, right? I just think of maybe that was your first step, right? I just think of how many times a week are you on now sharing, right? You are on here sometimes several times a day. I look at the leadership role that you took in Australia, right? Even though this therapeutic vomiting and taking these steps and actually facing those fears might not be very fun, my goodness, you would have not made any of these advances. You would not be the person you are right now today. Yeah. So kudos to you. I am hugging you from this end. And I'm, thank you, because you're a leader, and that helps everybody. That helps me to step up and to face those fears of mine too, because Lorraine did it. So
there you go. There you go. There you go. You are putting yourself in a vulnerable position for sure, right? And that's where these emotions start to play havoc. And when we get that feeling, then, it's time to buckle down. It's time to say, 3, 2, 1, I've got this. I've got this, and do that lion heart breathing. Because it is such a powerful tool to release those emotions that are stuck in the physical. Because our emotions create the issues that we get in our tissues, and then we get a diagnosis. So let's start, I want to say peeling the onion, but let's start going through the layers and doing this. And, helping our entire body from the tip of our nose to our toes, bringing down stiffness, inflammation, pain, and swelling. You bet. It's more than just the emotions. It's the trauma and the physical manifestation of like the stiffness, the inflammation, the pain, and the swelling.
Absolutely. We've got some lovely comments out here. Our dear Braveheart Cynthia, who's in the airport heading to the next New World practitioner. Cynthia says, my first Waterfast had multiple bouts of therapeutic vomiting. It helped. And my second one had none. Yay! Cynthia, so proud of you. Does this mean I'm becoming less toxic? Absolutely, dear. Those issues in the tissues, you definitely got rid of quite a few there. I was pleasantly surprised not having the urge to purge. There you go, dear.
Nice. No other questions or comments?
There is. Just let me, scroll down. Grace, I can't vomit. So how would I do that? Most people I know can't vomit. And I think we can. Your body certainly can do this for you, right? When that stomach is supposed to be the guard dog, and we'll talk about that in a couple of seconds, right? We've gone through an event once. and we don't want to go through it again. But what we don't realize is you can't afford to put those feelings through your whole system. You can't afford to give that a chance to get embedded into your tissues. So if the body says let's get this out, let's not suppress it. Let's keep moving on. So here are lots of your reasons why. We've talked about some BS, belief systems, get shoved down our throats and force fed dysfunctional beliefs into our mind. When you can't properly address your emotions, you will suppress them. You will swallow them. And the bigger the emotion, the further down you push it, right? Think about pooping in the pelvis, guys. These are terrible emotions. These toxic beliefs become the issues in our tissues. The psychological creates the biological. If you've been on Braveheart Nation very much, you know that sentence. The psychological creates the biological. Negative beliefs turn into that monster that creates the disease.
Yeah, so we want to be able to clean this up, clean it out, and really get the weight off your shoulders. Get the, so you can be moving and going forward in an upright position that is beneficial for you and a healthy position, right? So your stomach is the guard dog. Your stomach is your first defense. It protects you from bad bacteria, viruses, parasites, fungus, mold. If your hydrochloric acid is strong enough to neutralize the parasitic invaders, when the hydrochloric acid isn't strong enough, then you have problems. The stomach is the first defense, first line of defense in the highway to health. So your digestive tract. So we want to be able to honor that digestive tract and keep things moving. The hydrochloric acid becomes weak due to swallowing emotional BS, inflammatory, toxic foods. They're not foods, or not food combining well. So we've talked about this every single time, how you need to food combine well, how you need to chew, how you need to be in a peaceful, loving space in your body when you are ingesting anything. Otherwise, it will putrefy. It will putrefy. Mm-hmm. And then you're feeding the bad bacteria, the fungus, and the parasites, and creating more virus.
Just to further go through Grace's comment, I can't vomit, so how would I do that? And she's named a certain type of procedure that they've done because she has such bad reflux. And that says it is a surgery to correct reflux disease. So I guess we better be careful really what we're putting in our mouth for food. If your body has been augmented and changed so that, maybe that sphincter valve can't open up for you to vomit. I think that's what you're meaning, Grace. I think we better be really careful what we're putting down the gullet then. If the body has had some sort of procedure to it that won't allow it, we'll definitely check in with Dr. Dare Wolf and see what his comments are. Well, again, it's emotions. It's emotions. It's you swallowing all these things and accepting that to be true. Because when my dominant, prominent thought is I have this problem and my sphincter won't close, right? So I'm telling my body, my sphincter won't close, so it's going to stay open. You're going to have that trouble. But again, it's the emotions trump absolutely everything. So get yourself into the library and start doing the Braveheart 12 Loving Steps. Don't just read it, do it, because you need to be a Braveheart. You need to start connecting to this beautiful body and telling it how beautiful it is and how much you love it, and snapping yourself back from those negative thoughts. You need to be doing it all. And if you haven't already, download that PDG free. You can download it from the library in the app, or you can still download it at pdgfree.com. So however you get it, start going through it, start going and doing the protocols. Your body is
crying at you. It's saying, I need help. Your GPS is telling you exactly where you need the help, exactly where you need the help. So start connecting, start, loving your body, start raising the body's vibration. And we know how to do that. It is through our foods. So high vibrational foods, that's raw and fresh fruits and vegetables. That's food combining, right? That's eating in a calm, gentle, accepting manner, not bringing a heated conversation into the table. All of that, chewing completely until your food is liquid, and then swallowing, and even chewing your liquids. So you want to give reverence to what it is that you're eating. We can't be doing these fast foods. We just can't. Not only are they a bunch of garbage, manipulated food, we don't want that. If you have got problems, you need to really anchor down and become that brave heart. Find that brave heart roar so that you can become your own practitioner.
Absolutely. We let's move on to how to do it, love, because we probably got another 10 or about 7 minutes. So let's keep on going to how we're actually going to do this. There we go. Okay. So right, let's not do it on a full stomach, right? Let's give ourselves a chance. If we have less physical items that are going to be coming up, then that is going to be better, right? Let's let that warm water and that black diamond really get to that mucosal lining and not be covering up anything else that's in the stomach. So let's wait 30 minutes. And let's just ask just to have some alone time. This is really going to be connecting to some of those vulnerable feelings. So let's just take care of ourselves and allow yourself, be brave enough to go into those feelings. No, as I've gone through my own bit of trauma, we are not back in that situation. Your whole body might be saying, no, we can't go to this emotional place, right? Because the body thinks you're back in trouble again. You're not. You're going to be brave enough to go back into these emotions and just go, you know what, it's fine. I might be re-experiencing it as we bring this up, and that's okay. I'm a brave heart. I'm actually going to be able to learn something through this situation, right?
Yeah. So you want to create the most beautiful, calming area as you can. So dim the lights, set a couple of candles, calming meditation music, put a pillow or a blanket or something that you're going to be able to kneel on. Pull your hair back into a ponytail. You want to prepare and so that there's nothing that's going to distract you from doing this. Maybe diffuse some lavender and orange. Lavender is really calming, and orange is a happy vibration.
Those are great tips, love. Thank you very much. Let's prepare at least 3 glasses of 16 ounces each of warmed, hot, structured water. Let's add in some of that black diamond to the water. Warm, and we know when we wash clothing or we wash dishes, we use warm water, right? It is relaxing. It helps things to release. And so it's going to do the same thing in our body. It's going to allow us to relax and expand. Ability to loosen and liquefy that mucosal lining. That black diamond has, I think, 80 to 90 micronutrients in it. So it's going to nutrify those tissues as well as then physically bond to what should be coming out and help move it out. And this will help make sure that you're going to get your best results. If we're going to do something intense in the body and you're a DACA detoxer, we're going to be using some of the humic and fulvic.
Yeah. So you want to connect to your lion heart breathing because this is so powerful. Just do it. Take a few minutes, 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out, put your hand on your heart, your other hand on your belly, and just relax into that breath. Picture yourself releasing everything that no longer serves you. You've swallowed things. You've tucked them deep. This is your time to say sayonara, sayonara. Let's get rid of it. Kneel down in front of the toilet and slowly, calmly drink that first 16 ounces. And you want to have the stomach feeling about 60 to 70% full of water. If after drinking a half of your first glass of water, you feel a bit nervous, then connect back to that line heart breathing. That's why we've got the strategies, we've got them, all the things that might happen. We know all this. We've experienced it. We've talked about it. We've refined this, and this works. This works.
There you go. When at ease, continue to drink that glass of water until you reach that 60 to 75% full mark. This is when you start to jiggle the stomach and test out what you've got down there. The stomach is on the left-hand side, just under the floating rib. And if you want to agitate it and stimulate it, you put your fingers in there, give it a little jiggle, and you'll hear the water if you've got enough in there. So to continue to agitate it, you are going to start to feel some saliva in your mouth. And then you're going to help your body out. You're going to put 2 fingers into the mouth, push that tongue down, and this will start that sensation on telling the body that it's time to evacuate what's down there.
Yeah. So what I do is I put 2 fingers in, but I'm going to put my thumb underneath my chin, and that is my vice grip to keep those fingers in there. Because when you start vomiting, we're all going to have the instinct to throw the fingers out of the mouth, but you want to get all that water out. You want to vomit everything that's willing to come out. So you keep those fingers in there until you are completely finished. So I put that thumb down there, and that's my vice grip. That's me holding that. That's me staying accountable for the job that I'm trying to do.
Absolutely. And that's really going to act as a good, like you said, anchor. So when that reaction comes, that thumb will come up against the chin, right? And that will go, oh no, I remember now. No, this is good. I remember what we're doing here.
Yeah. And then once you've expelled everything, that's your time to, maybe have a face cloth there so you can wipe any anything that's on around your mouth or whatever. And then connect back to your lion heart breathing and say, oh my gosh, how am I feeling? And you want to do this procedure a minimum of 3 times. A minimum of 3 times. Dr. Wolf talks about, I think he did it 12 times. 12 times. That's a lot. And I think he did 3 rounds each time. Like, that's a lot. So when you connect to the body, your body is going to let you know whether there's more that can come out. And then you've got to decide, am I willing to let it out too? Because if you've never done this before, I remember the first one that I did, I was very successful with the first 3. And then I tried to do some more, and it seemed to me it didn't matter how much water I drank, I could not. So my body was saying, no, you've done enough. Lorraine, that was enough. Why are you trying to push me further? Right now, I need you to rest. That's what I need. So after you finish this and you've done those 3 glasses and your body is saying that's enough, then what you should do is have a nice warm shower and then probably lie down for an hour and just, connect to that lion heart breathing and telling your body you're safe, you're loved. I am love. I am healed. I am a brave heart. This would be a great time for you to recite that brave heart oath. Sandra?
Yeah, I think this show has really meant a lot to me, and I didn't realize it was going to mean so much to me today. So yeah, what's going to be on Sandra's bucket list to do in the next few days, right? So let's dive into that let's dive into that perfect day document. There's lots of information in there. Let's keep on going though, Lorraine. Let's show them the structured water unit. That's what it physically looks like. And it simply moves the water. Yeah. There's the hydrogen cell water. If you want to even take this up a little bit higher, let's add in some hydrogen water as well, mixed in with that structured water. So,
And then your black diamond. So you want to make sure you add the black diamond. When we first started doing therapeutic vomiting, it was just the warm water. But when we came out with this black diamond, wow. I mean, let's biohack everything.
absolutely. Yeah. Well, people, we're so happy that you've been here with us today. And today was, like I said, quite a special show. We're going over and teaching you the 4 pillars of the perfect day within that advanced water fasting. You have got, let's see, today, you've got to midnight today to take advantage of this advanced water fast sale. Right. So it covers a lot of the products. Even if you're just here and reviewing the information and you weren't going to sign up for an advanced water fast, that's okay. The sale is on quite a bit of the main products. So dive into that. Dive into the library. You're going to find really good access into the library on the app or on the regular page docofdetox.com.
That's where you're going to find the DoD 5-star healing and training center information out how to contact Dr. Sage Wolf to come wherever you are in the world for teaching and training. And just know we've got the Braveheart online emotional intelligence masterclass, which is for free at the bhnapp.com to unleash your roar. Today was definitely that massive personal action. And you get the self-healing. The body knows what to do. It just says, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, you're a brave heart. Thank you. You are roaring.
Yep. And so, with all this personal action that you've taken, you are rising. You are rising to that full potential. You are rising to a place where courage and faith just become second nature for you, right? We want to help motivate you to fly, to first love yourself. And when you do that, you're going to connect to your authentic self like never before. You're going to be able to step up in whatever area that you are, and you're going to become that leader that you always knew that you could be.
And Sandra, I just want to mention about the Canadian lectures that are coming up. So we've got Dr. Daryl Wolf coming up to do some lectures. The first one is in Toronto on October the 20th. And then he's in Kelowna on the 23rd. And then Calgary here with me on the 24th for an evening, and then a day with the doc on the Saturday, the 26th. So if you're in or around and you've never, or maybe you want to experience Dr. Wolf again, this is a good thing for you to be doing. It is going to help you see how you've been programmed, how we've been programmed, and how you can get out of that programming, because we all have the ability to do that. So again, you can find information on the lectures at the bhnapp.com or go to braveheartnation.com.
Absolutely. And we are, like I said, we are so privileged to come alongside with you and on that journey that you're learning to fly. And guess what? We get to rise together. We get to all come together, throw that hand in the air to say, I am here like I have never been before. I am the president of the Sandra fan club. Lorraine's the president of the Lorraine fan club. And so let's just end the show today. Let's take a few breaths, and everybody knows that this is the way we like to do the Braveheart Oath. You can even put the second hand on the belly button and help make that connection between brain, heart, and large intestine. I am love. I am healed. I am Braveheart. Today and every day, from the moment I rise until I gently close my eyes, I will always trust, honor, respect, protect, forgive, and totally love myself first and foremost, before anyone else or anything else. So help me God, because I am, I can, I am love, I am healed, I am Braveheart. Take care, everybody.
3, 2, 1, we've got this. Thank you.